Hi everyone, this is Miss Mama Mo 1 for Mama Mo's Homemade Treasures. In this video, I want to tell you guys my endometriosis story. I would say I'm going to start it off when I was a kid, maybe 12, 13 years old. I first started getting my period. I had excruciating periods, very intense backache. I won't say heavy bleeding, but my back used to be on fire. I've used hot pads. I mean, it was so bad that I wouldn't participate in gym. I got a doctor's note from my GYN, so I wouldn't participate in gym. And I remember somebody telling me as I got older that, once you have a baby, the pain is going to go away and, things like that. I got pregnant with my son, my only child, when I was 21 years old. I had him when I was 22. And getting pregnant with him, honestly, was a relief because I knew that I wouldn't be getting my period for 9 months and I wouldn't go through that excruciating pain. I had my son May 31st, 2000. He was a preemie. And ever since then, my pain stopped as far as how it used to be. So whoever told me that was right. It does in my situation. After I had my son, the pain, it didn't become so bearable. But before I had my son, I mean, it was so bad that if I feel any little cramp in my back, I would start popping pills because I would just try to drug it up before the intense pain. I mean, I remember even leaving work because of period pain. Okay, fast forward to 2008. My son is 8 years old. He's my only pregnancy, my only son. I'm working in the city, and all of a sudden, I've never had a urinary tract infection, but all of a sudden, I'm on my lunch break, and I just had to pee. I mean, I don't know where I went. I probably dipped into a McDonald's or a Wendy's, but I remember just like almost not making it. And I remember telling my friend, and she's like, yo, something is wrong. You need to go to your doctor and see what's up. So I went to my doctor. My doctor, without checking me or doing any tests, he said, oh, you have a urinary tract infection. Okay. He gave me medicine. It worked, I guess. I mean, I don't know. So a couple of months later, it happened again. I just had that urge to urinate. And I went back to my doctor, and he gave me the medicine, a different medicine. And, oh, this is going to work. Never, ever did he take any tests, anything. He just gave me the urinary tract infection medicine. Okay. Fast forward, and we're in 2008. It started in January, all the way up to, like, it would stop and then come back, but all the way up till September 2008. Again, I went to the doctor. Now, this is the third time going to the same doctor, and I'm like, listen, I've taken 2 different medicines. What's going on? I need to know what's going on. Why am I still having these symptoms? He said, oh, we're going to give you this again. And if you have the problem again, well, then we'll look into it. So 3 times, he never checked me. He never did anything. He just gave me urinary tract infection medicine. Okay, so I'm taking the medicine, and I'm feeling feverish. But I don't even realize that I'm feeling feverish. I just know, now I know that I was having fevers, but I was just not feeling myself. I went to the dentist. I felt feverish. I was just off. I went to the dentist. I had dental work and everything, not knowing exactly what was going on. I actually went away to Connecticut with my social club that I was in, and I was just coming off my period, and I just wasn't feeling myself. I was still spotting, even though it should have been over. I was feverish. I just didn't know. Now I know that I was experiencing fevers. So I now know what a fever feels like. I was supposed to go to a barbecue that I really didn't want to miss, but I had to miss it because I was just feeling feverish. I'm still taking that, antibiotics, and I'm thinking it's maybe the antibiotics. Okay, fast forward to September. I don't know the exact date. I have it written down somewhere. But the day after I came back from my Connecticut trip, I woke up the next morning feeling like crap. At the time, I was a single mother. In my household, it was only me and my son. I had to work. My son had to go to school. I got up. I got dressed in the pain and everything. Just, I don't know what I was thinking. But I got dressed and I went to work. On my way to work, my stomach is just doing everything to me. I'm feeling like somebody's stabbing me in my stomach, and the pain is getting more excruciating as the time goes by, because I live in Brooklyn. I worked in 34th Street in Manhattan, so that's like an hour ride. So, but then by the time I got to work, I'm just like, I'll never forget. It was a Monday morning. I got to work, and my coworker, Yannette, she was like, listen, go to the hospital because something is wrong, and don't go back to that doctor, find out. Because I even went to the bathroom, and I went to urinate, and blood came out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, I don't know why. I know why. I got on the train, and instead of going to a Manhattan hospital, I took the train all the way back to Brooklyn. And I did this because my son. I just know that I'm a single mother, and wherever I do, I have to be close to my son. The pain, I felt like I was dying. Literally, I'm not exaggerating at all. By the time I got back to my car, I'm driving. I drove past a bad hospital because, that hospital, I'm not going to say their name, but unless you get shot, stabbed, or anything like that, that's the kind of hospital you want to go to. But I wasn't trying to go there. I was going to another hospital, which I thought was better, but it really wasn't that much better. Drove myself there in excruciating pain. I could have had an accident. It was just like every time I cough, my stomach up. Okay, so I get in the hospital, feeling like I'm half dead. My blood pressure's up. They fast-tracked me because the lady's asking me, she's like, your blood pressure's high, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm dying, I'm in so much pain. The lady asked me, was I in an abusive relationship? I'm like, listen, I'm not in no relationship. I'm good. My body's just wilding out on me right now. So, they take me in, they start trying to give me medicine and stuff, and after a while, they send me for a sonogram on my stomach because I keep complaining about my stomach. Long story short, I have cysts on my ovaries. Oh, wow, okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. I'm shocked. All I know is that I need to call my father, let him know to pick up my son from school. Try to tell my girls what's going on, because I knew I was going to have to stay. So, my father did pick up my son. He brought my son to the hospital. I was able to see my son, but I was just feeling so sick. Like I had to get up and actually walk to where he was. And this is the first time, me and my son are very close. This is the first time I've ever been separated from him for more than a couple of days. So they admitted me to the hospital. They telling me that I have a cyst on my ovaries, and that they're going to try to drain it. They keep me there for a couple of days, giving me medicine. I'm feeling like I'm just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I'm having fevers left and right. I'm sweating. I'm throwing up. I'm just, Then they finally told me, okay, we're going to have to do surgery on you. So what they did was took me into surgery. And the surgeon, I explained to them, I am only 30 years old. I have one child. I do want to have more children. If you can, please, 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 please save my ovaries. I need my ovaries. I do want more children. So they told me they're going to do the best that they could. Woke up from surgery, and they're telling me, oh, okay, we didn't have to take out just your ovaries. We kept your ovaries in. We did drain them, but we also had to take out your appendix. Okay, whatever. So I stayed out of work for 2 weeks because I was in pain. I'm a single mother, so everything had to be done. Like my father had to take my son to school. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive my car. I couldn't walk. And I had to make sure that I was at least 80% before I can go back into working. So I'm home. I'm getting better and stuff like that. And during that time, that's when I did actually become closer with my fiance. That's what brought him to me, and he came into my life. He made me laugh and stuff like that. But okay, now 2 weeks pass. I'm going back to work. The day after I go back to, I lost weight because obviously I wasn't eating. The day after I go back to work, I have to go. I tell my boss I'm going to the post-operation visit. So they're going to basically tell me what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I go back to the hospital, and the guy takes me in a room. I don't even think he closed the door, the doctor that did the surgery on me. And he was like, listen, when we cut you, well, originally they were not going to cut me open. They was just taking a needle or basically sticking a camera in, looking for it and draining it from there. And that's what they originally did. But they told me when they took the camera and looked inside me to drain my ovaries, my organs were fused together. As crazy as that sounds, that's what the doctor told me. My organs were fused together, and that the reason why I had to have my appendix removed is because I have a disease called endometriosis. Okay? He said the worst thing about it is infertility, which is very big for me because even though I do have a son, I do want more children. I still want more children. But I think he was very careless. He had the door open. Another nurse came in. Like, I felt like I was a freak show. He was like, oh, okay, she wanted to meet me because I had endometriosis. I mean, I don't even know what's going on. I knew, and he was just talking to me in that mumble jumble, just quick talk, doctor talk. And I would tell anybody, you don't understand what the doctor is telling you, stop him. Because they do that and they expect people to be like, okay, no, stop him, hold up. What is this? Write it down for me. Write the name of the disease that I have. Write it down for me. Okay. He did. But I really didn't like his approach. He was very careless. So I'm just in shock. I come home, get on my reliable YouTube. Oh, yeah. And I was planning on going back to work after the appointment. I was going to go to the appointment and then, continue on to work. I was devastated. I was truly devastated. I cried on the way home. I came home. I cried my eyes out because I want another child. I cried because I miss my grandmother. I wish that my grandmother was here for me to talk to her. And I just got on YouTube, and then YouTube helped. It did, because I learned about the disease. But I was watching some videos from women that was in excruciating pain, and it just, it scared me. It scared me. It scared me. So now I have endometriosis. And this is how I got it. Now, my biggest thing is, why didn't I find out until I was 30 years old? Why I've never, ever, ever in my life heard of endometriosis? Why did the doctor never, looked into it? Like, why is this a big secret? If it's let me read my notes that I just wrote down for this video. Endometriosis is a painful chronic disease that affects 6.3 million women in the U.S., 1 million in Canada, and 1 million more worldwide. It is one of the leading causes of infertility. Why I didn't learn this? Why is this a big secret? Like, why? It just annoys me because there's women out there that never had children. Thank the Lord that I have mine. And there's just women that I feel like if you have endometriosis and you want to have children, you need to know that you have endometriosis. You don't have, I don't want to say it, but you might not have the time to wait like other women do. Like, you usually want to have your children in your 30s and stuff, and you need to know this. And I want to make it my mission, my personal mission, to make sure. And who I want to target is these young women when they get their period. And they're in excruciating pain. Like, of course, yeah, cramps are normal. But the pain that I had was not normal. And nobody told me. So I would love and this is not a black disease. It's not a white disease. It's worldwide, all races. And me giving you, I'm not a doctor, but this is just how I explain it to other people and how I understand it. Endometriosis is caused when every woman has their period. Every month, the egg sheds. When it's not fertilized, when you're not pregnant, the egg is going to shed and that blood is coming out your body. Me and women like me with endometriosis, for some reason, when we have our period, all the blood does not leave our body. It just doesn't. So some blood, and it just stays there, and it attaches itself to organs, to my organs. And that's why my appendix was removed, because it was inflamed. I had so much endometriosis attached to it, it inflamed. And what scares me the most is how I was at that time, a single mother, all I cared about was working and my son, and just, I was the kind of person, I didn't really worry about myself. I just take care of my son, take care of my job, let me worry about everything else. And I feel like I could have died, because I've been in pain and been in excruciating pain, and knowing I've had to go to the hospital. For example, I dropped a computer on my foot when my son was a baby, a monitor, the monitor on my foot, and sprained my toe. I didn't go to the hospital right away because I couldn't, or in my mind I felt like I couldn't because I have other responsibilities. And I'm saying all that to say is that pain, like when your appendix bursts, you could die. If it's not treated right away, you could die. So it could have burst, and I could have been, oh, I can make it, I'll wait, or da-da-da. And that's one thing that I learned. If something is wrong with me, I'm not going to put it on the back burner. Because guess what? I'm not going to be here to take care of my son. I'm not going to be here to take care of my friends, my business. If I'm dead, it doesn't matter. So I have to take care of myself first. So this is my first video on endometriosis. I'm going to have more videos about this topic. And one thing I would like to tell all women, mothers of daughters, if your daughter's complaining about having excruciating periods, don't just think she's lying, or, it's not that bad. No. There's some pain that is just, that pain that I was dealing with was not something, it was not normal. It just wasn't. It just was not normal at all. If she's complaining that bad, take her to the doctor. Take her to the GYN. Look into, what could possibly be the problem. Because I know for a fact, I had endometriosis ever since the day I first caught my period. And I had to wait till I was 30 years old to find out what was exactly wrong with me. That disgusts me. It really, truly does. And it's crazy because speaking to my cousin, and I knew she had some kind of female issue, but I didn't know exactly what it was. But somehow me and her finally connected, and come to find out, she has endometriosis too. So I don't want to say, I don't know if it's hereditary or not. There's no cure. There's really no, nobody really knows what causes it. But one thing my cousin did say is she believes everyone has endometriosis, but us women, just that has it badder, worser than the other women because of, I don't know, but because just some of us, everybody's body is different. But this is very important to me. This disease is very painful, very excruciating. One thing that I don't like is that people in your life, because they don't see it, you can't see endometriosis. You can't look at my body. Like if I could walk around with a picture of my organs when they were fused together and how the endometriosis look, maybe people would understand. But people don't understand that it's a mental thing, because us women procreating, that's what makes us a woman. Like, I have a son and I'm so blessed, but it would hurt my heart to know that I can't have any more children. And I've been trying. Lord knows I've been trying, and I know that if it's meant to happen, it will happen. And if it is a situation where I can't have any more children, I'm sorry about that. My camera cut off while I was talking. What I was saying was, no matter what, I'm still going to have another child. If I can't have one naturally, I will try in vitro. I will have a surrogate mother. We're going to have another child. But I just want to do this video to spread awareness. Just let people know that this disease is real. There's women suffering. It could be somebody that you know. There's a lot of women that suffering in silence, If my symptoms, if you have excruciating pain with your period, talk to your GYN. Ask about endometriosis and, what you can do for yourself to help yourself. I'll talk to you guys more about this topic. I have more videos about endometriosis, but the first thing I wanted to definitely do was get the story out. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.